Sekou Smith from NBA.com. Draymond, the expense and the energy you guys gave up in the Western Conference Finals, how much of that was on your mind in terms of how you came out and started game one of this series?
I don't think it was really on our mind. You definitely had, we had to spend a lot of energy, to overcome OKC, but number one, you're not really thinking about it. It's like the NBA Finals. How many times do you get the opportunity to really play in the NBA Finals? So you kind of put all that behind you and just go out there and play. But it wasn't something that we said, hey, we have spent a lot of energy, we need to do this. We just knew that, last year coming into the finals, everybody was nervous and didn't know what to expect, and it took us a few games to settle in. And we said we need to come out and get going immediately, to start this finals off and kind of try to set the tone.
Over on the right side.
Draymond, how do you feel about having this two-day break at home? Is it good to kind of get a chance to take a breath, or would you kind of like to carry the momentum in and be able to play right away?
It's I think you can look at it from two perspectives. It'll definitely be good to carry the momentum in and play right away, but at the same time, I'm not complaining about an extra day of rest, especially after the last series that we went through. It is what it is. So, me personally, I like the two-day break, but at the same time, I'm sure most people want to just continue that momentum in.
Robert, over here on the left.
Robert Littell, Black Sports Online. You guys seem very composed, loose, and relaxed in game one. How much was that was grasping from the experience from last year and kind of knowing what was going to be happening, and the media and the practices and all the attention that comes along with being in the finals? That was huge. Just like you said, coming in knowing that all the attention and, the style of play, all that stuff made a difference. And I think the biggest difference was, people forget, like, we play basketball. It's just not basketball. You still got to live every day. I think the biggest difference come off the court, whereas it's your first time to the finals, everybody's coming in town. You want your entire family there. You want to do this. You want to do that. And then you realize, like, oh, man, I got a game to play. This year coming into the finals, you know how to handle all that stuff now, and you know to get it right out the way and focus on the game. And I think that was a huge difference for us, and that's a part of the reason we were just settled in and kind of like, hey, it's another game, because you've been there before, so you know what they expect with everything. And when you go through everything, like, all that stuff weigh on you, and it can sometimes affect the game, but going through it before, you kind of know how to settle in real quick.
Over here on the right side on one.
Draymond, two questions. First, when the opposing team kind of baits you to shoot the ball, does a part of you get a little offended at that? And then second part, take us through your game day rituals. Do you have any superstitions that you have or anything like that you do on a game day?
I don't get offended. Like, if that's your game plan, that's your game plan. I'm going to shoot. And I'm also not going to shoot every time I'm open either, because obviously if that's your game plan, that's your game plan for a reason, and we still have stuff that we want to accomplish as a team. So, just because you're open always doesn't mean it's a good shot. We're out there in search of great shots. So, but yet I'm never going to get gun shy. I know the amount of work I put in on my shot, and if you don't leave me open, step up and knock it down, So, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't offend me. And then as far as game day rituals, I kind of have my things that I do at the gym. I have to shoot around, cold tub, and all that stuff. I usually get a flush by a massage therapist, but I'm not really a superstitious type of guy. I'm a go with the flow type of guy.
Jet from the World Journal. We have huge bench performance last night, and Clay and the staff just scored 20 points. So Coach Steve said it's a strange game. Do you agree with this?
It was definitely a different game. But the one thing we always preach about is our depth. And we've trusted in that all year, and last night it showed up in a major way for us. So, it was good to have other guys step up, especially in the light of the struggles that, Clay and Steph had. And we know they won't struggle like that all the time, but you know, to be able to win the game the way we did, you know, with those guys struggling like that says a lot about this team. But it was definitely a different game for sure.
Any other questions? Mark, last one here.
Draymond, when Steve Kerr first uttered the phrase strength in numbers, what went through your mind? And did you ever expect this thing to blow up with names on every T-shirt in an arena? And shouldn't the marketing department be responsible for things like that anyway?
I thought it was corny when he first said it, like strength in numbers. It's corny. But when he started to speak on it and say what he meant by it, you know, and then at that point we still don't really understand it, you know, but then you really get to playing and you kind of see what he means. Then all of it come together and it's like, wow, that make a lot of sense, you know, but it was one of those things at first where you're like, huh? Like, you want us to be our motto? Like, we don't like that. But like I said, when you start to see all the stuff work, you know, and you start to see what it really means and you hear what it really means, and then you, like, obviously last night wasn't the first night, but the other night like last night, and you're like, wow, strength in numbers, all right, that make a lot of sense now, you know. So it's definitely something that we, you know, live by, you know, that we try to always be conscious of, because I think the strength in our team is the numbers. You know, it is the depth. It's the camaraderie. It's all of us as one. You know, it's not all of us as a bunch of individuals. And so it makes a lot of sense, and it's, you know, it's very fitting for this team.
But do you think the marketing department needs to step up and maybe do something that even the head coach can't come up with?
I mean, I think we have a great marketing department here. You know, I think they do a great job. And one thing I'll tell you about that marketing department, they definitely took that strength in numbers and ran with it. So they did something right.
Thank you.